Right, you lot, welcome back. We've got a fairly significant orc reveal. In fact, no, that's not fair. A massive orc reveal from yesterday. A lad who has not had a model for quite some time has finally received the treatment, the glow-up treatment, which Games Workshop has frankly been nailing fairly recently. I mean, there's been some exceptions in the past, sanguinary regard, but they've done a lot of really nice stuff, especially over the last few months, and this time round, oh my god, this is so good. It is the turn of Nazdreg Ugg which just, as names go, right, orc names can be a pain. In fact, a lot of 40k names just as a whole can be a bit of a mess when it comes to pronunciations. That one I really struggle with. Nazdreg is fine. The rest of it, no. Not a fan. Not a fan of the rest of it. Absolute nonsense. But the lad himself looks solid, as we can see right here. I think this looks great. This is a really, really good miniature. I mean, for a start, the Custom Blaster X, if I'm remembering correctly, is frankly an insanely fun weapon because it's just a big block O gun. In fact, you know what? Let's get a bit bigger. There we go. That's better. That's better. Yeah, I mean, the gun is frankly hilarious. It is literally just a brick of weapon, which honestly I really like. But when it comes to the idea of like the ramshackle orc kind of approach to building stuff, in some ways maybe it could be seen as being a bit neat. But on the other hand, is it really classed as a specifically like well done design if it is just a block of gun? I don't know that it could be counted as being like too streamlined, because really it just sort of looks like multiple weapons have been slapped together and then someone's just put a box around it and then just that's it. That's fine. That'll do. We're all good. It's clunky, but at the same time it looks as though it was supposed to be slightly more refined than it actually is. I really, really like it. Now, the thing on top, which I can't remember what it is, we will find out in a minute, there is one thing about this miniature that I'm not quite a fan of, and it's that. But that's only because this is also going to be in Total War. So Nazdreg is going to be in Total War Warhammer 40k, and on the in-game model. Look, model miniature is interchangeable when it comes to tabletop stuff. I just got confused. It's fine, whatever. On the in-game version, that is bigger. As we can see right here, the overall proportions are a little bit different on this version of him. The Blocko gun is quite a bit bigger, although, camera angle is doing a bit of lifting there. But that central contraption, which I'm assuming, by the way, is the thing to allow him to deep strike. I think it's like a teleporter or something on top of the armor there. That, to me, that is significantly bigger than the one on the actual miniature, and I think I prefer that. I'm not too fussed about the gun brick. I think the miniature version looks absolutely fine, but I do think that the actual, like, in-game version, that top section is balanced a little bit better. It's not the end of the world. It's not something to really complain about because this is still an absolutely solid model. I really like the teeth that are coming around the carapace surrounding the head there. That's fantastic. Also, the fact that you've got these two bands across his lower tusks. I really like that little detail, just a little something there. The claw looks absolutely brutal. Like, that is a nightmarish weapon right there. I also appreciate that it's a bit different from Gazkul's version, because, I mean, effectively, we've got two big orcs in mega armor. That's pretty much what we've got between the two of them. But stylistically, there are significant differences. I mean, obviously, Gazkul is quite a bit bigger than Nazdreg. There's quite a lot of difference in scale, in size, but at the same time, it would have been easy to sort of go, well, they're all using similar armor, so it wouldn't matter too much if they were pretty similar. I actually think that the way they've done it here works better. This feels a lot more customized, a lot more personal, and again, I really, really like that claw. That claw is fantastic. Not least because, as you can see on the underside there, you got the three really big claws on top. You got a couple on the bottom. The couple on the bottom, we've got a bit of Hunger and Slake going on. We've got a bit of the Tiburos the Red Wake approach, where you've got chainswords embedded in them, and that, frankly, is quality. Love that. Absolutely love it. It looks great. Again, things like having the fur cloak over one pauldron, I love that. I really, really like it. It feels like something that is less orky and more like an orc's idea of what a posh git would wear. It has that kind of feeling of, well, we've seen Space Marines do this, and the Space Marines who do it are important, so I want to be important, so get me a wolf pelt cloak or equivalent predator on whatever world they happen to be on at the time. It could well just be squig hair for all I know, but I do like that extra bit of detail. It's very fun. Also, it does look like the pauldrons are just significantly different. The one that is on the Power Claw side looks to be slightly more rounded, a bit more curved. Funnily enough, the one that is next to the Brick O Guns is a bit more angular and a bit more flat and has more sort of harsh edges to it, which again, I like that difference. I like the fact that the armour is not mismatched, but just heavily customised to be whatever he wants it to be. The banner looks cool. I like the exhaust coming out of the back of the armour. I always like that on Orcish armour. It looks great every single time. Now, for a reminder, this is what the old version looked like. If YouTube analytics are anything to go by, there is a small portion of you who will simply have no idea that this model even existed. This was his second edition incarnation, and yeah, I think I prefer the new version. I have to say, the armour that they did back then, I do like that it's a little bit more advanced than I think a few of the other orcs got, which is kind of fun, but it's not really got the right aesthetic for now, has it? I do much prefer the gun. The new gun looks way better. The claw is fun on the second edition, but it's nowhere near as cool as the one that he's got now, let's be honest. Overall, I think it's fair to say that this does properly qualify as a glow-up, because he looks ridiculously fun. We've got a side angle as well, where we can see more of his massive weaponry there, which, again, looks fantastic. All the cables and stuff coming off the power pack and going into the various bits of weaponry. I really like it when they do that, when they do like individual cabling and stuff where it looks like a mess of wiring. I really like that detail, so it's nice to see that. Also, it looks like there's a bit of extra bracing going on. I think that's for the leg there, which is very fun. That's very cool. Oh, all round, this looks absolutely solid. I really like it. Also, little thing, the banner, you've still got the Bad Moons icon. I like the way they've painted it here. They've made it a bit less obvious. They've made it just, given it that sort of copper, sort of brassy look, which is nice. So it's still there. It's still made its way from the old version to the new one, but I mean, it doesn't look like an angry banana anymore, so that by itself is quite an upgrade as well. Now, we don't often talk about rules around here because, frankly, how good a unit is has got nothing to do with whether or not I will field it personally. I tend to just look at how fun something is in terms of, do I like the miniature? Do I think I can do something fun with it? Is it going to be a blast to kit bash and convert? If the answer is yes, I will most likely have at least 3, and that's it. How good it is on the tabletop is, frankly, quite far down the list of considerations these days. But I do want to mention something about Nazdreg, because his gun, his cinder block of pain, is ridiculous. So as you can see there, his Custom Blaster X has got 3 different profiles, the Gatler, the Shooter and the Scorcher. You can just fire all of them, just all 3. That's it. You don't need to pick one. If you want to shoot all 3, you can shoot all 3. Also, he's hitting on a 4+ on 2 of those profiles, and you can shoot them whilst in combat. So when it comes to, wiping lads out from point-blank range with extreme prejudice, he can do it. He can absolutely do it. Hell, I say wipe things out at close range with extreme prejudice. You can wipe things out from quite a distance as well, because he ignores cover and he can deep strike. I mean, he just seems quite good, Then again, this is like the boss of the Bad Moons. This is the lad. This is the guy. So you'd expect him to have a bit of know-how and a bit of ability with his ridiculous set of weaponry. Is it inappropriate that he can just mow stuff down with his Custom Blaster X? I don't think so. Is there a chance that it might not remain that good for long? There's a chance of that, yeah. Anyway, that's Nazdreg. He looks solid. Let me know what you think of that lad in the comments down below. In the meantime, feel free to click all the things. Thank you very much for watching, and I'll see you for the next one.